Good afternoon and welcome to the review and final results of this year's Dartmouth Open 2013 with your host Dave Nabs and my special guest Mr Ollie Ryman. Good afternoon, Ollie.
Good afternoon, Dave.
So, well, first of all, we've got to talk about the hot topic that was on everyone's lips during those eventful 3 days. We're now faithfully back in sunny Worcester. The weather, Ollie.
Yes.
First thing we've got to talk about, sure.
Yes.
On a rating scale of 1 to 10, 10 being this is crazy, let's get out of here, to 1 being let's take our shirts off and put some sun cream on.
Yeah.
How would you rate the weather at Dartmouth?
It's got to be an 11 day. Yeah. It was wet, it was wild, and at some points I felt like crying. But, you know, we made it through.
To be fair, I was crying quite a long way around.
You were?
It was so wet
Yeah.
that people couldn't.
I know, it
See it
is. It
yeah.
did it well.
Now, obviously, we've had an amazing response from YouTube.
5 views?
Over 4 views.
Over 4
views for one of the most popular
Yes.
videos. So we're aware that there's a lot of enthusiasm for the news, and it's been a few days. The dust has settled. We do need to say at this point though that all of the results that we will be reporting to you today are pending an investigation.
Well, there has been a little bit of controversy, mainly because of the organiser winning most of the main prizes and therefore most of the prize money. There have been murmurings of discontent,
It's definitely bad taste.
mainly from the foreign contingents of the Dartmouth Open, the Australian and Scottish sections to be precise. But yeah, it is still under investigation.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. Well, let's build up, I think, to the final score, and let's talk about each individual just very briefly. Duncan Wall, you know, came as a hot favourite.
He did. Well, he returning champion.
Returning champion. High spirited.
Yes.
Enthusiastic.
Incredibly.
One probably the only member of the team that was happy to play the full 18 holes every day.
To be honest, he'd have played more.
Yeah.
If he could have done, if he could play golf in the dark, Duncan wouldn't have slept.
And that's why it is so sad for me to have to report to everybody that on the 3rd day of the Dartmouth Open, I was witness to some terrible golf bag abuse.
I did hear this.
Holes
There were reports.
2, 3 and 4
Yeah.
and 5, to be honest,
Yeah.
on that final round will forever fill me with dread when I think back and the horrors that I witnessed.
Yeah.
Duncan almost died, hole number 3.
Yeah.
A very steep bank he was attempting to get to the bottom of. Once he got sliding,
Was his ball at the bottom of the bank?
well, he hoped his ball
Right,
was
see,
on the back.
yeah.
The ball was never seen, but thankfully Duncan did see the tree that was flying towards him as he said.
And saved his life.
Saved his life, just
Yeah.
about, yeah. But then obviously, yeah, hole 4, some horrendous, terrible abuse. So Duncan didn't get a par all Dartmouth Open.
No.
I wonder whether he's peaked.
It's possible. You know, a man of his age,
Yeah.
it is possible. But let's hope not, Dave. Let's hope he returns next year, calmer, more rounded individual, and doesn't kick the crap out of his bag so much.
Onto perhaps more rosier
Yes.
topics. I know that you've got some communication from one of the
I
more
have,
senior
yes.
members
Yeah,
of
I
the...
do have a statement here from one of the members, Pete Rymel. So he's drafted a short apologies note on behalf of you know, us to you, the viewers, just to let you know why he isn't here. So shall I read that out, Dave?
Yeah, go on.
Okay. So this is in Pete's own hand. Firstly, I apologise for not being here, but due to my PGA commitments, I have to be in LA today. May I just say thank you to the 5 lads for their warm welcome to my first Dartmouth Open Championship. Stepping into the unknown territory, I had no idea what would be expected of each competitor. I may have diverted to Totnes, that's a small place near Dartmouth, for anybody who doesn't know. Bowling Green Centre, if I had known. That said, once committed, one for all and all for one. The helping hand out of the bunker and the vocal encouragement in the early April showers, bearing in mind it was the end of January, but I think his calendar's...
He's a little bit confused.
A little bit, yeah. April showers will not be forgotten, and my new knowledge of poker, Once again, a heartwarming thank you to all the lads. And that was from Pete Reinl, PGA competitor now in LA.
Good luck, Pete. We'll be following his career, I think, with interest, will we? Probably not. Now Peter again, let's just talk briefly about Peter. Obviously one of the oldest competitors in Dartmouth Open history.
Yes, yes.
And like many others before him, fell foul to the rigours of the course.
Very much so.
Was unable to play at day 3.
Yes, yeah.
Shocking news. I know that'll be shocking news to some.
I think so.
So day 3 was down to, and not only Pete dropped out of day 3, but also...
I did as well, Dave. Yes, yeah, unfortunately.
This was just too physically demanding?
It's due to a sore back and the woes of being at work the following day, and the thought of phoning Sarah on Thursday morning after we'd been for a 3-day jolly in Dartmouth, saying that I didn't feel well or couldn't come in, it was not appealing, to be honest, Dave. So myself and Pete spent most of the day in the spa,
nice,
which was lovely.
Yeah.
Jacuzzi, sauna, steam room, swimming pool. Watched you guys trudge around.
Yes.
Which was hilarious,
now,
to be honest. So.
I know, Ollie, you say this, that a lot of the reason why you didn't attend the last day was because you were concerned about not being able to make it to work on Thursday.
Yeah.
But I've heard officially that you actually booked the whole week off.
I did, yeah.
So I'm not sure whether someone's not quite being as honest.
At some point, according to Sarah...
I'm sorry to put this on to you now live on air.
According to Sarah, I had booked the week off, and that is backed up by paperwork. But for some reason, I hadn't given myself the week off, and I'd also had other commitments I'd made for that Thursday.
Fair enough. I apologise. I'd like to rescind any allegation that you felt that I... No, fair enough. Okay, so your overall feelings on your performance. Then, I mean, I know we've probably touched on this at the day 2.
Yes,
but I know you look back.
Yeah, I thought I hit the dizzy heights on day 1, and then it was steadily downhill.
Yeah.
A bit like the course.
We've projected yours and Peter's score just so they've got a total, and we'll come to that in a moment.
Projected means made up.
Yeah. So let's go back to day 3. The weather was thankfully calmer than it's ever been.
Yes, there were rays of sunshine breaking through the clouds, and yeah, I mean there wasn't the rain. It was still windy.
Very windy.
But yeah, altogether a much more pleasant day from the jacuzzi.
And so, as the 2 rival players were both out, there was a 4 of myself, Jamie McIntosh, Chris Good, and Duncan Wall.
Yes.
And the 4 went off, and from...
Strangely didn't return for about 5.5 hours.
Strangely didn't return for about 5.5 hours, until 4 people were seen walking over the hill to the 18th.
Yes, this is true.
Where it was reported via telephonic communication, that 2 players, myself, Dave Nat, and Chris Good, were level pegging.
Yeah, level pegging.
All on the last hole, and that's when the drama began, I think.
Yes, yeah.
Obviously, we won't go through it in painstaking detail, but I won. I think that's pretty much.
It's still under investigation.
Of course.
As it stands.
As it stands,
yeah.
I am acting Dartmouth Open 2013 champion.
Yeah.
I don't know whether I can just come to see the board. Final scores then, in 6th place with a projected score of 237 is Ollie Ryan.
First winner?
First winner?
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you mean first winner?
Well, as in on kind of the first...
You're the highest, highest scorer?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So the first one on the leaderboard.
First one, yeah, of course, yes. In 5th place, very disappointing this year, Duncan.
Yes.
He was vying for 3rd place at one point during that last round.
He was.
But just never got his game off the ground this year.
If you treat your cubs in that way, you can't expect them to repay you.
It's calm, I believe.
I think so.
It's calm.
Yes.
In 4th place, Peter Ryman. So again, projected score. Oh, sorry, my apologies. Oh, Jamie, 3rd place. Sorry, 4th place. Jamie's 4th place. This is quite confusing. I've had to have this up 500 times already. Jamie McIntosh never putted more than 3 putts, apparently, except about 3 or 4 offers.
Yes.
Still cannot count to more than 7. I think that's his problem. But we've looked into some logistics of scoring for next year's competition that we'll perhaps utilise more of that in the future episode, perhaps. So, as I was saying, Peter Rymel, 3rd, first-time player, and did well.
Good debut.
Of course, good debut. Projected score, of course. So officially he was 4th. So Jamie McIntosh was officially 3rd, although he was 4th without projected scores, taking off his handicap, ignoring the 7s on the first day, half handicaps.
It's an easy game to follow.
Simple. So, the top 2. Finished just 2 shots behind first base, Chris Good. Chris Good also won the match play.
He did, yeah.
Had a great last round individually.
Yeah.
And scooped up, about 7 or 8 holes in the match play. So, took the match play.
And a very good player.
Very good player. Unfortunately, you didn't witness it. He hit a monster drive on the 14th. The hole that goes over the lake. Unbelievable. In crosswinds, we couldn't believe it. Marked about 230 yards. It was a thing of beauty. And then finally, so for the 3rd time in his history, Dave Knapp takes the coveted title. He also won the longest putt.
Yeah.
His putting was hot.
It was good.
Oh.
It was good.
Okay.
Hot a little bit.
I think that's
Nothing
what they
was
say.
hot out there, Dave.
Yeah. Okay. Fair
It was
enough.
freezing.
But he had to. It was quite a big deficit. He had to. 14 holes.
Yeah.
14 shots on the last hole, on the last round to grab it in the final few holes.
Lots of things strode out.
Bit of luck, though. I think, to be honest, Chris Good threw it away.
Okay.
Should have won it. And I think I've got high hopes for him in the future.
Oh, I think he will. He will be a future winner.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I think that's about it, really. Ollie, unless you've got any other closing thoughts?
No, I think we've just about wrapped everything up there, Dave. If people want to get in contact, do we have any...
Just email dartmouthopen2014 at ymca.org.
You can place your comments on YouTube.
Twitter.
Nothing offensive, please.
No, nothing offensive at all. Twitter, hashtag DO2014 or 2014, I suppose should be easier. Not DC, which is apparently what I'd already released in an earlier YouTube video. I think we're done. Again, thanks for all of the warm wishes, the cards, the gifts. It's been really nice. I think.
The group is.
Yeah, the group is, and who knows? Next year, bigger and better things. Maybe we can get 8 people.
I think so.
Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Good night.